Hey everyone, Mr. Couture here. Today we're going to be making clay pinch pot animals. Here we go. All right, so we have our water, we have our tools, we have a pencil, and we have our clay. We have normal clay. Remember, you can do air dried clay. You can buy that at any art store. So we're going to rip off a smaller piece and a medium-sized piece. This is going to be a pinch pot. This is going to be the body. So you can make this a bigger part of your clay, or if you want to have a lot of a big head and the rest of the body, so the head, the legs, the tail, ears, all that, if you want to make that stuff bigger, then you want to save extra clay. So what you're going to do is you're going to make your circle. You're going to push your thumb in the middle, and you're going to go around and pinch your fingers together and keep rotating it. You want to make it about the thickness of your pinky or your finger, like your index finger. Now, see, we have a crack, so we're going to add some water. It's starting to crack, starting to dry. We're going to dip our hand in a little bit of water and smooth it out. So you can do it a few times of water, but you want to be careful because if it gets too wet, it's going to start to get a little muddy. Now we're going to hit it lightly. That's going to make it nice and flat on the bottom to make sure it's going to stand easily. And the top is cracking, so we're going to add a little bit of water. All right, we're going to put that to the side. Now, let's get a piece and roll out a coil. So we don't want to make this too skinny. About medium size, medium thickness. So notice how we put it at the top and pull it down. If you go back and forth, it could become lopsided. All right, we're gonna get a knife, our cutting tool. We're gonna make clean cuts. So for this, we're gonna make 4 clean cut small cylinders for the legs, so they're nice and sturdy. If you make them too long and skinny, they'll just crack right off. So the clay animal we're doing is an elephant. So remember, we're going to do the 4 legs. We're going to do the tail and the head. And that includes the ears and all of that as well. So even if you're not doing an elephant and your animal may have longer legs, you can still make it have shorter, stubbier legs. Because elephants have thick legs, but they are pretty long. But we don't want it to break, so that's fine. You can kind of make a cartoon version. All right, so now we're gonna start to get another piece, the head. And we're making the trunk as well. Add a little water on there to make it easier. We're gonna line it up where we want it. Let's flatten it a little bit to make it a bigger head. Okay, we'll put that to the side. We also want to make sure the top, you hit it slightly to make the top nice and smooth. And now let's see where we want our legs. We're gonna put it on the bottom where we want them. And then we're gonna remove it and do this method of how to attach. Remember, it's called score and slip. So scoring is where you get your knife and you make a bunch of tic-tac-toe kind of lines, X's in both directions. And then we're gonna do it to the other side to make them stick together. We're going to add now the slip part, which is water for us. We're just going to dip water on both sides, and then we're going to push it medium pressure to make sure it sticks. Light to medium pressure. You can kind of twist it a little bit too. And we're going to repeat that process. Now, slip is actually more of water and clay that makes almost like a mud. But for us, we're just going to use the water. Works pretty good as long as you kind of press down with it. Add water on both sides and readjust it slightly if you need to. Push down, make sure they're nice and firm, and let's test it out. Looks good. Okay, we're going to attach our head right on the side. So remember, we're going to again score it. Let's see where we want it, right about there. Score it. Now you can always cover up if you kind of do too much scoring. You can get some water and smooth it out again, but you want to make sure you have enough scores. And adding water. It's going to be like a glue and stick nice and strong. So we're going to push it, and we're going to use both fingers to kind of pinch it together. This is a bigger piece, the head with the trunk. And if I made the trunk any thinner than that, it would break off or be much easier to break off. Okay, let's get our tool. Now we're going to do this thing called blending. So you push your tool and it kind of mixed the clay together, and we added the water. All right, let's rip off a little piece for the ear and the second one for the ear as well. Let's make sure they're about the same size. I'm gonna make like pancakes. So if you want for ears to make it the exact same size, you can do it like this, just see what looks the same, or you can be really a perfectionist and rip off two of the same size, like circles, or one big circle and rip it or cut it in half, and then you have the exact same size of a shape. But this way is fine as well. We're gonna smooth it out, we'll get a little water on our finger and make any lines or areas that look like they could use a little touch up. We're gonna score it. Add some water, score the backside. All right, we're gonna see where we want it. Where we want our ears and score. So for the elephant, we did the ears kind of lower, and your animal might have a head that goes up higher, ears that might go higher, ears in a different area, and that's completely fine. It's the same method of scoring and slipping. And the elephant has really big ears. So maybe yours was a cat, for instance, it would have little triangles at the top that might be a lot smaller. Or you could do maybe a cartoon version that maybe has really big ears, like big cat ears, that doesn't look completely realistic, more cartoonish. That's fine. All right, so with our knife, we're going to smooth it out, blend it together. Any big crevices We're gonna blend it. We're gonna use our finger, add a little water, do some more touch-ups on it. That's the fun thing about clay. You can always change it, add more fine improvements to it. All right, now let's make a tail. Let's get a piece of clay and make a coil. So made some details in the tail to make it look like some hair on the end. And wherever you want it, you can attach it. And so the elephant has a really skinny tail, and actually I might go back and make that tail a little smaller and attach it more closer to the body, because that might break off, but we'll go do that later. And let's do the eyes. We can either carve out eyes with a pencil, and then I made the pupil, or you can make two little clay pieces of circles and add eyes that come out. And we can make the nose and a mouth in any texture. So if your animal has fur, or if it has some patterns like a zebra, or some shell design like a turtle, you can always carve into it. Thank you so much for following along. Make sure to like and subscribe. Put in the comments what clay or art we should do next. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.